Hey guys, welcome back to our review of House of the Dragon, the best TV show on TV right now, or amongst the best, because I would also say Andor is very, very good. So we have Andor, we have House of the Dragon, killing it on all cylinders here. This is episode 9, The Green Council. So we expected there to be a lot of Alicent and her faction, and really basically taking over the kingdom after the death of Viserys, which is exactly what happens in this particular episode. And I thought that another great episode. There are a few choices here and there that I'm like, I see what you're doing. You're doing that for the show to try to deepen the lore, but it does kind of contradict some of the book stuff, and it kind of takes away from it. And then I felt like they needed a big climax, but this climax doesn't make sense when you think about it. It's mainly just like for show.
It was a good show.
But it was a good show. There's no doubt about it. I mean, this is how you show a king being crowned. I don't know. It's Rings of Power. I keep bringing it up. It's just so bad. Okay. Anyways, the adults are in the room, and this is another great episode with very good writing. So I would say that that it moves the plot forward. It's the penultimate episode, and I really enjoyed it. What did you guys think?
Another banger for me. This is a great episode. Everything is happening. The king is dead. I'm gonna miss my boy. I'm gonna miss him.
This sucks, man.
Well,
king is dead.
The thing changed.
Yeah.
But everything is going on, and Alicent is finding out everyone's plotting what's going on with the queen or the king Aegon.
Yeah.
With the mishap. It's like with the wrong Aegon supposed to be king. And
yeah, so we get that expanded on here a little. Aegon does not want to be king.
Being a little brat.
Don't want it. And he's missing. And so we get kind of a little chase. We get a little race to find Aegon between two factions. What are the factions, Alex?
Well, Otto and Alicent.
Yeah, so they try to deepen the Alicent's characterization by saying, well, she doesn't necessarily want to kill Rhaenyra.
She's still good.
She's trying to get to her son first to tell him, hey, when you're king, don't kill Rhaenyra. Be kinder. And Otto just wants to brutalize everything so that they can rule with an iron fist without war, beginning. So we get a little bit of that. We get these twin fucking swordsmen guards that go out.
Eric.
And we get for Otto, and then we get the fucking Colton. This fucking God, I hate this character now. He's such a fucking simp. He's such a bitch, and he is just off the fucking rails because Rhaenyra rejected him, and so he's all in on Team Alicent. So we get a lot of court intrigue as well. Alicent realizes all these wait, you guys rehearsed this? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Holy shit! I know. Okay, damn it. All right, let's do this. Basically, Alex, what do you think?
I thought it was pretty good. I wouldn't classify this one as a banger. I think that you get all of the crazy stuff happens once the king is dead. I actually thought it was gonna be like more tension and more kind of crazy stuff that would be happening.
That'd be more crazy, but
I think it was crazy.
Some of the stuff was like truly crazy, and I actually like some of the things. I just think like the whole let's like who can find a king like little Easter egg hunt thing through the city wasn't as tension filled as I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
I mean, typically when this stuff, even depicted in Game of Thrones, like when the king dies, like people all around the castle are fucking hiding because they're like someone's getting murdered right now because people are making plays, and I thought the tension was gonna be a little higher. I also like the after the episode. There's the final scene of the episode. I think is just not very good, and
cool visual,
very cool visual. But I think it's stupid. And even at the end,
doesn't make any sense.
The writer, he's like, I think people may not like this. He's like, you're fucking correct. And the way he described it was so like when we get there,
I have to agree.
What he said is like that's the stupidest fucking thing.
I know we're gonna get pushback because your average fucking watcher's gonna be like,
oh, it's awesome. Yeah, there's some real heavy.
You hate everything.
Yeah, well,
Like, yeah, I kind of like my stuff to make sense.
We like this. We like the show.
It makes sense. It's been making sense this whole time.
Yeah, I mean the issue is if you can like something and accept that it has flaws. And
Yeah.
I like this series a lot. I think it's one of the best
Love
things
it.
on TV. But this kind of shit is bad, and I don't want them to do any more of it in season 2 or 3. And so if you don't push it back, you'll end up with season 7 and season 8 again. So stop dick riding shit. You don't need to. You can be honest about your opinion. And if you just like stupid shit, that's fine too. Someone likes you. So
Yeah, there are people out there that love Rings of Power for
yeah,
whatever reason.
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, even though Devin, who is probably the classic, I don't know what's going on watcher, I just want to be entertained, even he thought it was kind of boring. He's like, yeah, I just like the world, though. But nothing really happened. And I'm like, you're right, Devin, nothing really. He's like, did I miss something? I was like, no,
No.
you didn't miss anything. He was like, it kind of all happened in the last episode. I was like, yep. Anyways, enough of Rings of Power. Sorry about that, guys. So yeah, this is a great episode. So King Aegon definitely takes over. They managed to find his faction. Alicent finds him. Well, they kind of find him simultaneous. Have a little bit of a sword fight there out in the steps.
Only one actually finds them.
Yeah.
And then the other one's just like, well, we don't actually have to find them. We just wait till they find them, and we'll kill them. And
Yeah,
steal
which
them.
was, clever. And you're starting to see a rift in these two twin brothers, which will come to fruition as later on. One sort of believes in the cause. The other one's like, I don't know if we should do this. There's a lot of, oh, my God, we see what's happening here. This is not right. So one of the guys, the Master of Coin, I believe, says, hey, all you guys are scheming, like maybe Beesbury. He's like, man, no, this is what are
It's
y'all
not
doing?
what the king wanted. What's going
what
on?
are y'all doing? And then he gets his ass slammed.
Shut up.
He was precious. Like in Game of Thrones, those guys always die. So like I understand him dying, but like
Right.
Cole just gets to murder. Like the first time Cole gets to murder someone in front of a bunch of people, I'm like, all right, I get suspension of disbelief. But this time it's like, wait a minute, he gets to murder just kill someone.
Important.
I love how the Lord Commander draws his sword. It's like the only time we've seen any fucking Lord Commander or any guard do anything.
It's what I've been asking for the entire fucking time. It's like, can someone
It's
just
like-
please go, no, you don't get to do that? And he did, and I was like, fuck yeah, thank you.
And then they're all like, all right, everybody calm down. He's like, nah, fuck this. I'm out of here. So he gives up his white cloak and he says, nah. So after they order him to kill the whole family, they're like, take your men to Dragonstone. And he's like, no, I'm going to quit and leave. Yeah. Let's go ahead and give it a verdict then, and we can go into what happens in the actual episode and the problems that maybe me and Alex have towards the end.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go with a 7. I think this is it's still. I would say that this is a good episode, and for people who don't know, 7 out of 10 here is good. I think this is a good episode. I don't think it's great. I think that there were some things that I didn't like. As far as the way that the director, it's not the writing. I think a lot of it has to do with like the way that the scenes are directed. Where I think that they could be more tension filled. We could film things in a different way to make it feel like it's more of an actual race to find this. That there is stakes if one faction versus the other one finds the king. I think that could have been
This
really
director
heightened.
did episode 3, 5, and 9.
So I think I have some issues with the way that it was directed, and I think that final scene was kind of thrown in there, and they're like, we want a big spectacle, and it's like, why? It's like, why did you feel you needed the big spectacle? It's like, well, because CG thing at the end. It's like you didn't need it because I think you had something really good up until that point, and I think I probably lost almost an entire point from the episode just on that final scene with me just being bewildered by what they said after the fact. So, still good, still really enjoying this series, but 7.
7.
I'm
Now,
gonna say-
if you were Quentin Tarantino, what would be the rating of the episode?
Oh, God, 10.
10
10
out
for
of
each
10.
toe in the
Yes.
episode.
Quentin Tarantino, if he was here, it'd be a 10 out of 10. So we got that covered. Joe, what is
I was
your...
wondering why that happened. I was like, what's the point of this?
So
Is it just
Quentin
for
Tarantino showed up to
Colton?
direct. Foot fetish
I'm gonna
episode.
go with an 8. I did like it. I liked the play they were making Aegon king as fast as they could, and just
Make a show of it in front of all the
it's
people.
like, look, this is
See
what's
how they
gonna
react.
happen. Yeah,
And
and
everybody's like-
everybody's like bending the knee. If you didn't, there's some tension. It's like you don't believe in us, then you're dead. You're gonna die. And I feel bad for the Master of Coin. It's like,
Yeah.
the guy was just trying to
honorable
do his
dude.
job.
So you got the Master Coin, then you got another gentleman who was smarter about it. I would have been that guy. It's like, let's not fucking say, you realize what's happening here, right? shut your fucking mouth and try to get out later. And he does try to get out later, but that dude ends up getting caught as well.
I also like the tension between Aemond and Aegon. He's like, he knows, he's like, well, fuck you. Like, I'm not fit to be king. He's like, oh, I know, because he wants to be.
Yeah.
So, I like
But
that.
there's nothing you can do about it because back
Not
in
yet.
these
He's
days,
gonna kill him.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. He's not gonna kill his brother, Joe.
I don't know. No, it's an 8 for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with an 8 out of 10 too. I agree with that what Alex said, but it bothers me a little less so because I know it's a show, and I just rolled my eyes at it, and I'm like, I know what you. Why
You knew it was
did
gonna happen.
I knew you had to do. No, I didn't know it was gonna happen. I had no fucking idea because that's not in the books. That doesn't happen in the books.
It's completely made up.
It's completely made up in order to give urgency or give her a powerful moment in that moment. We'll talk about it here in a bit. But it doesn't make sense, especially considering what she believes and what she could have prevented and all that stuff. So it was a girl power moment for girl power and empowerment's sake. But everything else in the episode made sense to me. It was really, really well done, well shot, well directed, well acted. This is stuff that is really good, though I did expect a little bit more craziness as the kingdom was doing it. So we'll see if maybe they're saving some of that for the finale. And how much we're actually going to dip into the early conflicts or reveals or shocking moments in the Dance of the Dragons, which the Dance of the Dragons refers to the actual war that is about to begin. So I'm curious to see how far they go into it. So I'm going to go 8 out of 10. All right, so let's jump into the episode breakdown. Okay, so the episode starts. Obviously, the king dies, and we are in the room, the council. The Lannister motherfucker is told right away. They're having a meeting, and then basically they were already planning. So this is happening now. Boop, 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 boop. And Alicent is kind of
supposed
shocked.
to do is like, look, he's already in bad health. We need to start preparing.
So I can tell that the series is doing two things. They want to empower women. So they're empowering all the female characters. So and then they're softening female characters. So whereas Alicent in the books might have been more ruthless, more of a bitch, and more of like, no, we're doing this. And here she's like, oh no, you guys are doing this all without me. I had no idea that this was going to happen, and maybe we. Shouldn't maybe I'll be the one voice of reason, and I get what they're doing. They do it for TV because they want there to be a rivalry. You want to have Team Jacob and Team Edward or whatever. So they're trying to do the Team Green and Team Black here. So they're softening Alicent's character when I think by now Alicent is is like, nah, fuck all this.
I just don't. It's those people who have to see themselves in every single thing that they watch. It's like I'm not a child anymore. I don't have to put myself in every story. I can appreciate
character's shoes.
Yeah,
right?
it's just like I don't give a fuck. She looks like she doesn't fit running going for the playing the Game of Thrones, right?
Right.
She is stupid.
She's
in
being
this
led
episode.
along by the hand by everybody else.
Yeah, and what's crazy is just like you can make her powerful, and you can make. I think it would be better, like the better girl power moment, if they're trying to go for that, to make her intelligent and just go, no, I'm going to do all this thing the smart way to protect my kids.
Yeah.
She's doing things in the dumbest fucking way possible to have tens of thousands of people and probably her kids die.
I agree with
And
that.
so it's like, why are we making her incompetent?
I mean, look, Cersei is a terrible fucking human being, and people loved her character.
Yeah, exactly. So it's
So-
like I don't agree with them trying to make it's like, oh, Team Green is viable, Team
Right.
Black is viable. It's like, or they could both be terrible and we can watch them all destroy each other. Which, spoilers, like, let's just go there.
Okay, so, anyways, they order, so that's when the older dude speaks up. Hey, look, no, guys, the king specifically said we're doing this. And he says, shut up. And Colton kills that guy. And then the other dude draws his sword, and they're like, hey, calm down, everybody, calm down. Okay, you go kill them. He's like, wait, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm leaving. And so then they're like, oh, fuck, where's Aegon? So then it's a race to between the two factions. Like there's two factions within Team Green, which is Otto and Alicent, trying to figure this out. So they do this all throughout the kingdom. You will not leave this room until you fucking declare for Aegon. And some of the houses are like, man, I don't know about you, but it's like, if I was in that situation, yeah, I'll declare for Aegon. And then I go home and I get my fucking army.
As soon as you leave,
What the fuck?
Psych, bitch.
Psych, bitch. Fuck you. you stupid motherfuckers. You dumbasses. And you know what? We might actually see that because there are some houses. Now, it sucks that they don't they do name drop a few of them, but they don't go in depth yet. That's probably for second season. All right. So, and Fell, I tried to write down some of them. House Fell. And another house I didn't quite catch kept their oath to Rhaenyra, and they were allowed to leave. At least I think they were led away by guards.
They're in jail. Like they're almost.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, later on they show that they're in jail. That's right. Okay. Well, in that moment, I thought that they were going to start cutting heads off, but no, it wasn't that. They put them in jail later on. And then we get that storyline, the chase. You get Aemond with his little fucking hood, and he looks like a fucking fantasy medieval character, cool guy, running with Colton to try to find his brother. He gets recruited because he knows his brother is kind of a piece of shit, and
he knows his habits.
He knows his habits, yeah. And then the other guys have to use the fucking spy network and Otto's knowledge to try to figure out where he is. They go to the brothel first, and she's like, "Yeah, he ain't been here in a long time. He doesn't, he's into other shit." And then they go to another place, children fighting. So then they have this plot line, which I don't know, doesn't really factor into much. I think they're just trying to build the Whisperer of Shadows, the female led faction, Myla, something like that.
Miss Cleo?
Yeah, okay, sure.
Cleo?
The lady, what's her name?
The one with the terrible accent that constantly
Yeah,
is like
really
Miss Cleo,
bad
she's
accent.
Like she's half French, half Jamaican, half Turkish.
Yeah, what is that? What is she doing?
I think she's trying to do because Shay in the beginning was Turkish.
Alice, you're gonna look foolish if that's really how she talks, and she's like from. No, but I don't think so. I think it's one of the worst accents.
No, I think
I've
it's
ever,
fucking
ever.
terrible. And even if that is her accent, get a new one. You're an actor.
Jeez. That's true. You're an actor, and you can do the accents for the time period. So, but she's like, so they go to this child fighting ring, and we're like,
they grow their teeth out, and he's got bastards everywhere. He's evil. It's like, I get it. Come on.
Yeah, they keep hammering this home that he's a piece of shit. He should not be king. Anyways, eventually, he's having a discussion with her, and he realizes that she's nobody to be fucked with because she already knows that the king's dead. She already knows that he's doing his bullshit. So it's like one master of shadows versus another master of shadows. And he's like, aha, I have become aware that there is a potential problem, this faction that is probably going to tell Rhaenyra everything that we're doing. And we can't really keep it a secret. So let's not piss this faction off. So what does she ask for? Stop the child fighting rings. And he's like, I'll look into it. And so yeah, they help him out find Aegon. So go ahead. Somebody take it over from there. So they find
Aegon in the bottom of a little.
Well, where the fuck is Aegon?
He's in the fucking table underneath.
He's hiding under the candles.
I was like, what the fuck?
He was there the whole time just because he knows what's coming. He doesn't want to be around for it.
He doesn't want to be king.
Mm-hmm.
So he knows what's going on. So they pull him out, and then Eric find him first. Mm-hmm. But then Colton shows up and draws a sword. They start fighting.
Yep.
Eric says, "No, I don't want none of this.
No, this is stupid. I'm out of here. I don't want to fight that weirdo."
Yeah. So Colton and
he almost lets his brother die.
Him.
Yeah. Yeah. So they take him and they take him. Then we cut to the Quentin Tarantino's favorite fucking scene where we have Lars who is telling Alicent about this new Shadow Weaver character, this lady that knows her. So we might have a potential problem. And she's like, it is late. And he's like, okay, but I'm telling you important things. And she's like, God damn it, he's telling me important things. I guess I should repay him. And so she takes her shoes off and then takes her socks off and then shows her bare feet. And then he starts to jerk himself off. And then we get a scene of the son dipping bread into mayonnaise to like really drive home the point. It was gross.
And it's just like, okay.
And she's looking away this whole time because she finds it gross that she has to do this sort of exchange where she lets her masturbate to her feet. she is ashamed and disgusted, but she needs his help, and because he's helpful, has all these spies everywhere and stuff. So.
Very, very interesting.
Anyways, they like I said, they soften Alicent again here all the time, as if she's not, very thankful or ready for this information. They have to do this pretending that she's a victim of her own situation at times.
Well, she had a conversation with her dad that it was like a direct contradiction from like people that we love from Game of Thrones, where she's like, "Well, we don't achieve peace through murder," and then we had the scene with Tywin Lannister where he's like, "You're telling me that killing 10 people at a dinner party is more evil than killing 10,000 men on a battlefield." And it's like, look, I can stop a war by killing these people.
Right.
And a war, like, it's going to happen. It's not a matter of if, it's going to happen. And then she's like, no, it's... And this whole series just is so fucking weird, which pairs into the final scene, which I still have fucking massive problems with, but I guess
we'll get there.
We're
We're almost there. So we keep. The twin brothers get the dudes out, and we also. Oh no, there's a guard. So this other plot line the whole time. Oh fuck, I forgot to write her name down.
Rhaenys?
God damn it. Rhaenys, yes, Rhaenys, the queen that never was, has been locked in her room against her will and all this stuff. But eventually, a guard comes to help her get out of the city. Eric, yes, the brother we saw. Clearly now for Team Black and Red. Anyways, she's getting her out, and as they pass, they say, "Oh, that's that one dude that tried to escape. He's hanged." So the power shift is going on, and we need to get you out of here. About you're going to get fucked up, or they're going to keep you against your will until you pledge to them, et cetera, et cetera. So they also show some houses on fire. What house was that? That
was
the master of
it was her
shadows stuff?
Yeah, her house is on fire.
Yeah. So it wasn't clear to me because it could have just been more chaos in the situation. So Aegon knows that the king. So then we get the scene of they find Aegon, throw him in a chariot, and they're rushing him to the public coronation. And he's like, he's laughing at his mom. She's like, right before he died, he said that he wanted you to be king. Motherfucker had 20 years and he never wanted. No,
he never loved me.
He never loved me and wasn't gonna change his mind. And I'm like, I like this. He's he's not an idiot, and he's not grateful for his position. He just doesn't want to be. But then he believes her. So then she says it again, and he goes, "Wait, really?" Or no, she shows him the dagger, and he's like, "Oh, this dagger." Oh, I guess you must have been telling the truth, I guess. And so he starts to buy into it. I'm like, God damn it. So then they do the ceremony, and, and I think he's starting to like it because as he turns around, the whole audience is cheering him, and it's like, ooh, that's feeding into his ego. He even gets a little ego where he's like, I'm looking at you. You bow to me. You bow to me. You bow to me. Everybody bow to me. So Aegon's probably going to become the terrible and fucking be a piece of shit. Maybe we'll get another Joffrey type thing. I don't know. But in his moment of truth, as he's cheering and he's got the fucking badass sword and everybody is doing a good, thing, we see that earlier Rhaenys was trying to be escorted, but she got lost in the commotion and ended up in the coronation with everybody else, and she kind of dips out, and she's like, plus I'm not leaving without my dragon, is what she had told the dude earlier. And so in this moment, as he's cheering, I was like, I kept wondering if the audience, if there was going to be somebody in the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
From Princess Bride or something. And I thought that what she was going to do, you know how she was like kind of dipping behind somebody? I thought she was going to be like, boo! And it was this guy. And then a few other people would say boo, but no, I think people realized if we fucking said anything here, we'd be fucking dead. So nobody says boo, but then there was like an explosion. I'm like, oh shit, did they plant explosives or what happened here? What do we have? But no, it was a beast comes up from under the floor, which is what the prophet, what his Aegon's sort of prophet wife mentioned. There's like a beast that will rise from the ground or something. That's her. This actress, this actress is so funny. It's like her only lines are like these cryptic lines. It's like she doesn't talk like a normal human being. She just says, "Soon a beast will rise." Yes, honey. Okay.
She's going crazy.
and then a beast rises and it explodes the whole place. And frankly, she kills a lot of innocent people.
Thousands of people are dead.
so that she can have her moment where she's decked out in full armor, by the way, now. I guess the armor is, in the pack with the dragon riding. And she just stares down Aegon. Aegon's now king. And she has the opportunity to fucking end this war, to end hundreds of thousands of deaths before they even happen. And she's clearly in a position and she does not like Aegon. But I guess the show shows that Alicent jumps in front of Aegon and stares at her for mercy, and she stares back, and it's, well, we're both mothers, and we're both women, and fuck men, and all right, I'll let you.
For the people saying, Joe, that's not true. No, that's exactly true. The writer said she doesn't want to be responsible for doing that to another mother. That is literally what they said.
So that's literally why.
The quote is, if you didn't watch the stupid the asshole at the end say, she knows if she sets fire to that dais, she ends any possibility of war and probably sets peace throughout the realm. But I think probably doesn't want to be responsible for doing that to another mother. And it's a complex choice. No, fuck you. That's a stupid choice. And the other guy said, we wanted to have a big spectacle. It's like, well, you did. Congrats. You put in a big fucking spectacle. That doesn't make any fucking sense. The exit when you park your dragon. She would have just left. When you park your dragon.
Yeah.
There's an exit. You don't have to go through a fucking floor. You don't break a building every time. So she would just fucking flown out.
Yeah. So it was done for spectacle's sake. It didn't make sense.
Yeah.
And it sucks, and it's like it's less realistic, and it makes her character stupid. Like she is now stupid and she is now responsible. And she didn't need to be. She's not in the book. It doesn't happen like this. You wouldn't do it like this. But anyways, so that's what happens. So now she's to blame for everything. So
all her fault.
Yeah, so she could have ended the war right there, and it's BS, I wrote, because just because she's a mother. It's a dumb scene only because they wanted to empower her character, because all season they could, she kept getting slapped around and discarded and shut up. But that's not the point. That's not the point of this show. That's not the point of this particular character. And it's like, they're like, no, it is the point. We want to give her something. Because go ahead.
Everyone has stuff to do in this. There's so many parts to play. It's just anytime that they're changing it up from the established story, they've got to be careful. And doing things for spectacle's sake is how we got season 8. And I'm not saying this is as bad as season 8, so the people are like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. Yeah. No, I don't agree with that either. But I also don't think that this is a good scene. And so what I worry about is this is one of the first times in this series that I've seen them go so far off script, make their own thing, for spectacle's sake, which is one of the worst things that you can do in these fantasy things. That's completely unbelievable. It's like you have kind of not destroyed, but you've damaged the suspension of disbelief for your show every time that you put in some of these dumb fucking moments.
Yeah, and while it was a really cool CGI effect with the CGI dragon, don't worry, we're gonna get plenty of that in season 2. So if you're worried about that. So anyways, they kind of sort of roll past or kind of ignore this whole women can't be queens thing from the Greens. So one of the reasons why they take over, and it's coming from the Green faction, is that women can't be queen, but that's never addressed in the show. Like that's not one of the main things that they're saying. They're saying no, it's just Aegon said that Viserys said that Aegon, last minute before he died, wants to be king. And they kind of, brush that under the rug. Because, again, we have to soften Team Green. We have to soften Alicent, because if Alicent herself was saying women cannot rule, even though she probably would say that in the books, in order to support her side and to support her son gaining the throne. Again, it's softened here.
Well, it's literally the whole point. It's the only reason that Otto did all of this, in his own kind of selfish way. He's orchestrating this whole thing. They kill a lord in the chamber. It's because they're like, look, they know that if you put a woman in charge, you're going to divide the nation, and he's trying to keep everyone together and also make sure that it's his there. But that was like publicly his whole point. He's like, I want to make sure that there's peace, and there will be no peace with her.
And so what I'm saying is I expected to see more of that, more of these arguments for that, and the show's like, we'll take the rug and Sweep it under. Don't worry about that part. Anyways, so then I don't know. What are we gonna see next episode? It would be pretty cool.
Dragon fight.
We're definitely gonna. So there was no Daemon. There was no Rhaenyra, basically. So it's gonna be all Daemon, Rhaenyra side stuff. It's called the Black Queen. So that was the Green Council. Here's the Black Queen. Are we gonna maybe see the Battle of Burning Mill? I think is one of the first battles in the War of the Dragon, or was it Battle of the Stonehenge? Where essentially, I think it's one. The Red and Blacks defeat kind of a house that was one of the greater houses supporting Green. I couldn't really tell from the promo whether the war is starting or is it just going to be another kind of build-up like this was a build-up, or what's going on. So I'm very excited for it because there's, are we going to see the pack of ice and fire from the Starks, which is something I'm looking forward to. That's book stuff. Or are we going to see in the very last episode the Southern Disaster Mission for book readers who may know what that is. I'm very excited for the next episode, and I'm very, very excited already, even though this isn't the final episode, the penultimate episode has already made me excited for season 2, right? Whereas the final episode for Rings of Power made me absolutely not give a shit about season 2. So when your show is already doing, so well, and it's not even the final episode yet, we're on the right track here. So, however, there's, like I said, there's only 2 things about this, that sort of empowerment moment for Rhaenys, and then softening Team
Alicent.
Green, Alicent, so that the fans and the watchers can be Team Green. But when you do that, it makes me wonder, well, why does Alicent even want Aegon to be king? She's shown in this episode like, you are no son of mine. He's raping fucking women, and he's clearly, she can see her son cannot handle, is not going to be a good king, and is probably going to be worse than her friend Rhaenyra. So it kind of undermines the fact that, Alicent, I don't really understand why she wants her son to be king so bad. I guess Otto has got it in her head that if Rhaenyra becomes queen, that she will die. And all of her people will die, and her sons will die. And I guess you can factor in the fact that, oh, you hurt my son. Well, fuck you. You know what I mean? Because anytime parents are obviously very protective of their children. That's the angle you can go with that. It just, but it's like she knows Aegon's such a piece of shit. Let's force all this to happen. Let's go to war over putting a piece of shit in charge. Somebody who she knows has done more harm than good. But ultimately, it's still effective overall. So I'm looking forward to it. What do you want to see, Joe? And what do you want to see, Alex, in the final episode before we get there?
Some more of Matt Smith. Damien is fucking badass, and some sweet battles.
Mm-hmm.
So
you wanna end with a battle.
Yes.
Okay. So that you want the start of the Dance with Dragons before season 2. What do you want?
Yeah, I don't want the battle. I want kind of what happened in this episode. I want them to realize that they're probably, what do you think, a week, like at least 4 or 5 days behind, right? Their enemies have already moved. They're going to feel like they got betrayed and outplayed because they didn't know about any of these things. And I want them to be making a mad dash. I want them to act with urgency. I really didn't feel a whole lot of urgency in this episode. It was one of the reasons why I took a whole point away. It's like the searching for the king thing didn't do it for me. I want to see them moving things around. I want to see people who around them that are maybe loyalists to the Greens die. Because that's what I want expected of the Game of Thrones universe.
But are there any loyalists to the Green at Dragonstone? I don't think that they would be there. They would be at King's Landing.
It doesn't have to be at Dragon. It could be somewhere, right? Like, I needed an entire scene of people walking around the castle killing known
that would
supporters.
Have been awesome.
And
I wanted to give this episode a 10 out of 10. I came into it, and then as it was going along, I was like, something's missing.
Yeah, I needed more stakes. I needed more. Some people got thrown in jail because, we don't know, like, we can't have them telling secrets, but like I need lots and lots and lots of people, even no-name characters, dying because they could have potentially been allies, setting up how important what is to come, and I really didn't get that. And so I want that in this next episode. I want them cleaning house, going around, even if they're just on their dragons, going from place to place, like going like, "Are you promised your banners to me?" And they go, "Oh, I don't know," and it's like, and then Daemon cuts their fucking head off.
Yeah, because we have to have we have to set up a world war. Because right now it's just between, royalty. Nobody gives a fuck. The people are like, all right, I'll go along. But if had in this episode, the Greens just started cutting people's lords, and then back at home, they're like, what happened to our lord? He got killed because he wouldn't support. Okay, now we're going to fucking war. We're going to support the red and black. So you're hoping to see a lot more of that.
I need to see that. Like
in that last episode.
Only 2 people went to jail and 1 guy got hanged. It's like I need more than that, and I want the Daemon to go around doing that and just saying like, look, you pledge, now honor that pledge, or I'm going to fucking cut you in half.
And I agree. So what I want to see from the final episode, I would love to see the battle, like Joe says, but I'm for some reason I'm sort of resigning myself to them spending all the money in season 2 for all the battles, because there's a lot of battles that need to happen. So I'm thinking that so if in lieu of getting those battles, let's see some of that. Let's see some more, how it affects the other houses that are about to pledge their support to the 2 sides and sort of align the 2 sides. It's like, okay, this side has more forces or this side has less forces, and then set up the stakes going into season 2. It would be badass to see some dragon action for sure, but I think they're maybe going to hold it to season 2 and focus on the effect of what Alicent has just done in King's Landing on the rest of the kingdom. And then maybe the final scene, it's like Daemon gets on his fucking dragon and Alicent is like, all right, boys. And she has her boys get on their dragons. And it's like, let's fucking go. And then everybody flies out, and then maybe some of the armies start to march. That would be cool. I'd be fine with that. All right, guys. Thank you all so much. Tell us what you want for the final episode and how you think the season has gone. And are you excited for season 2? And we will see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.